We got a fire evacuation order. Level 3, go now. This actually all started earlier that week. The news said the weekend was going to be dangerous for fire. High winds, red flag warning. Then Saturday at noon, Watch Duty posted a fire across the river southeast of us. 1 acre, 10 minutes later it was 50, 30 minutes after that it was 200.
Today, we're telling you what it was like to pack up and go and how we got through it. You may have seen on the news about the fires burning in the Spokane area. We were in the thick of it. We live in Stevens County, just north of Spokane.
The wind was not coming our way, so I watched it. Then a second fire came up directly across the river from us. Same thing, 1 acre, then 50, then 200. The first fire was throwing embers across the river into neighborhoods. That is when they called level 2 for us, be set.
I was checking Facebook and my fire app to try and see what was happening. I started getting things ready. My dog follows me everywhere, so I wasn't as worried about him, other than I put his leash on. I looked for my cat and found her under the bed, so I had to get her out. She could tell something was up, as she doesn't normally hide. I put her in her crate and I pulled out the emergency suitcase. I threw a few more things in the suitcase, got the pets and their food, and grabbed some beef stick snacks. The local photographer and our community weather person couple posted a photo of the second fire just down the other side of the river from us. I ran outside to tell Terry, who was getting the trailer ready. I didn't know he had been watching the fire app at the time on his own phone. Then I ran back in.
When the first fire started, I figured I should put together a bag for me, the dog, and the cat. Then I thought I better get the camper set, just in case. Setting up that camper is a 2-hour job. I did not have 2 hours. Donna came out of the house again and told me that the fire jumped the river right into our neighborhood, and they had called a level 3 go now.
When we got the notice to go now, there's no time left.
At least the camper was hooked up. Me in my truck with our fur babies and the camper, Donna in her 4Runner with our emergency bags. The main 2-lane highway was closed, so everybody funneled onto a back road, bumper to bumper. I made sure we each had a walkie-talkie in our vehicle.
I was so glad for the walkie-talkie. The traffic was super nerve-wracking. I admit I was terrified. I remember checking the rearview mirror to make sure that the fire wasn't catching up to us while we were stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic. Then Terry got waved through the intersection while I was still waiting for quite a while.
That fast, we were separated.
Finally, I got waved through and told Terry on the walkie-talkie. I thought he heard me.
We were already too far apart for walkie-talkies, and there was no cell service. I called her the whole way while trying to still drive safely. The only thing that kept it from being worse is that she knew what direction we were headed. We had said it out loud before we pulled out.
I was glad that we had the walkie-talkies because once we were close enough to use them again, I was so thankful that Terry reached out to me too.
Once we were out of the area, we stopped in a parking lot. While I walked to the local fast food place and waited for a while for the order, Donna called everywhere she could think of, looking for somewhere that we could stay with our trailer for the night. Nobody answered. There were a lot of evacuees in that lot, so it felt alright for a while. Then it got dark. All the RVs left and it stopped feeling that way.
We couldn't stay where we had stopped, so we took a chance and drove down a dark 2-lane highway to a small town out to some rodeo grounds in the middle of nowhere.
Once we got there, we were happy a volunteer was there and they had a place where we could park our trailer and stay. We were the only evacuees out there.
I was relieved too. It felt much safer than the parking lot. I still had trouble sleeping that night, not knowing what was going on.
We mostly sat there and looked at our phones, trying to figure out what was happening with our fire, our neighborhood, our house, and our friends' houses. Not much sleep between the stress and the smoke in the air. The next day was more of the same. Late that next afternoon, the evacuation level dropped, and we were allowed to go back home. I felt at peace once we were headed back, but I still did not know if the house was standing.
When we came back, I was so relieved to see our house was still standing.
Yeah, ours was fine, and so were our neighbors right around us.
Once we got home, I still had trouble sleeping that night since we were still on evacuation alert. It only dropped to level 2. be ready to leave immediately. So that was nerve-wracking. However, I was thankful we got to take showers and repack the trailer better this time because we did have to leave again.
The next day, the air quality index was off the charts. We are so thankful that we had power and we had a good filter system. The fire was still going a couple of miles from us, airplanes and helicopters over the house all day. We stayed at level 2, ready to leave inside 30 minutes for 4 more days until they dropped us to level 1.
A friend from church offered us a place at their house so we could stay there with our trailer outside of the evacuation zone if we needed it. That was good to know that we had a place we could go this time. I was finally able to sleep that night.
Half a dozen homes in our neighborhood were lost. That is 6 families who are not going home. And where that first fire ran, more than 700 structures are gone, and they're still counting.
We made it home. I was so thankful, but knowing our neighbors did not is hard to take in.
We also know friends and family who have lost their homes in other fires.
It's hard watching someone go through that.
Which may be why so many people showed up for us. Friends near and far offered us a place to stay. A lot of people just wrote to ask if we were all right. We have friends who were evacuated too, so we checked on them the same way.
This time it was comforting when people reached out to us, and we reached out to them as well. It's something to see how many people will do whatever they can to help. Right now, I want to say how grateful I am to everyone who keeps checking in on us and offering support. Reach out to one person this week who's going through something hard. Doing that for someone else helped us both.
Going through an evacuation is a moment Donna knows well. She went through one as a young teenager, and these fires brought back those memories.
Yeah, it was really hard. Those memories did come back and hit me hard. So I may have been more on edge than Terry was.
I was stressed this week, but I stayed calm. I think that comes from sobriety and from years of working as a chef. That experience has taught me that whatever happens, no matter how bad it is, all I can do is the best I can.
We both had to rebuild our lives once, not from a fire, but from our own hard seasons. We each did it alone with no guide to follow. We really want to be able to help others that are going through hard times. That is why we developed Rebuild with Clarity, so other people could have a structured plan. We can help you rebuild your life.
One of the things we offer is a free guide. You can find the link in the comments. You will receive guidance, encouragement, and one small action step a day, which is about all any of us can handle right after something like this.
If this is your first time here, subscribe. We are here for you.
Now, before we go, here's what we learned in case you ever need it. Have a bag packed before you need it. Ours was already packed, and that is the only reason we got out with anything.
It's a good idea to know ahead of time where you would go if you had to leave in case of an emergency. Because keep in mind alternate routes in case roads are closed like they were in our case.
And say out loud where you are headed before you pull out. Put a walkie-talkie in each vehicle in case there's no cell service. Every time there's been a red flag warning around here this year, a significant fire has broken out. This coming weekend is another one, so the truck and the camper stay hooked up and 100% ready to roll until every evacuation level around here is back to 0. To the fire crews, the volunteers, and the neighbors who showed up for each other, thank you.